welcome to our first episode of Homebodies. Well, we did it on Instagram, but I wanted to do it on the website officially, clothinghumans.news. And today we are joined by the one and only Jaclyn Jacunski. She is one of my new favorite people. She's the director of SAIC Homan Square and does a lot of great work in the community. And I've known her for, including pandemic time, over a year. Welcome, Jaclyn.
Thank you, Amanda. How are
How
you
are
today?
you?
I'm great. I'm great.
You look
It's like
great.
summer, the sun's shining. I love it.
So I wanted to bring you on today to talk more about who you are and your work because we recently became reconnected, with the pandemic. You are always like sending me things like this is what's coming up and I would love for you to, look into this potential residency here. And I'm like, timing. And then I don't know if you knew this, but you emailed me about the SAIC Homan Square residency in the summer school course the day before I left my day job. And I was like, the timing couldn't have been more perfect.
It's amazing. I had no idea. I didn't know
Yeah.
this, but I mean, you said you were going through big changes, but I didn't know it was that big.
Oh
That's a huge
yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That takes a lot of guts.
Yeah, it's been a little terrifying, but also super rewarding that I get to focus on what's important and that I'm helping people and connecting with people, especially at a time like this through art and whatever else coffee, happens during this time. So tell us about you. This isn't about me. I want people to learn about you, what you do, your story.
Yeah. So I'm the director of Civic Engagement at SAIC Homan Square, and it's a social practice community art space where I work with the School of the Art Institute of Chicago and the North Lawndale community to build artistic and design projects with the community. So the community in North Lawndale is primarily African American, and they have a lot of dreams of how they see their community. So I try to connect them to resources at the school or cultural resources in the city that they might not normally know about or know how to access. But then I also connect them to artists, designers, professors, researchers who can help build on their project and maybe see their project in a different way, build with them different projects that they might not have uh, known would be possible. And then, yeah, I just kind of work to understand the community, what they need, and how the school can help build cool projects with them. So I work with a lot of community activists, cultural leaders, uh, youth leaders, and all of it is about, for me, the most important is that it's collaborative, that
Mhm.
artists have a seat at the table in the process, that they're not just kind of free labor, and that they can like use their training and artistic ideas to build with whatever activists are doing or whatever kind of projects are happening in North Lawndale. So, for example, I work really closely with Tycoon BBG. He works at the school, and we worked with transportation activists. One of them is Rochelle Jackson, and she's incredible. She was able to reinstate a bus route in North Lawndale that connected working people to the medical district,
Wow.
and she worked with the city. And then she was also really concerned about this corner. It was on Homan and Harrison. It's right by the CTA Blue Line stop.
Hmm.
And she came to us and she said, there are all these grants that talk about urban design and beautification and walkability. And so we co-wrote a grant and were able to get funding. And we had students, youth in the neighborhood, survey the neighborhood about what they thought of that corner, how they felt, if they felt safe, if they thought it was beautiful, if they used that area as much as they could. So youth developed a community mural. They canvassed the neighborhood. They worked with artists and designers. And next week, there's going to be this huge mural on that corner. There's a gas station with a restaurant, and
Yeah.
they were able to work with the restaurant and get them to agree to they're going to do a black power fist, and then they're going to put LED lights on it. So it's going to be this like really dynamic and beautiful mural that reflects the community and the things they care about. And then with that, they will also hope to draw attention to the neighborhood, to slow people down, to have people kind of see it as a site of like beauty and inspiration. So there's just what we hope the mural will bring is more respect
Mhm.
and more thoughtfulness to people driving, to people walking, just people using the space. So that's kind of a snapshot of like how we do this. And then another thing I do is I work with artists and designers like you, and we build projects. And I have community members review those projects and select projects. And then artists get a studio and they get to work in the neighborhood on their ideas. So
Yes.
that's it. That's what I do. It's the best job ever.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So, how important is art in the communities around Chicago or just in general? Like, how does art change or affect the way people see communities? You know what I mean? In your
Right.
opinion.
I think every community has um a culture that might not always be framed as art, right? The things
Mm,
that they do, if it's dinners or community gardens or architecture or celebrations, all of those I think are artistic practices that have the flavor of their own community and how they've developed over time. So art is essential in everyone's life all the time. It's not something, it's alive and it's constantly evolving. And it's not something stuck down in an institution, in a museum, or in a gallery. That's just one part, right? That's like um, one part of the art world. And within that art world orbits, and probably the most important is our arts with each other in communities, in neighborhoods. It's what inspires people to come together. It's what inspires people to understand their histories, their stories, process what they're experiencing. So I don't know. In North Lawndale, it is in a dynamic art community, and I don't think it gets recognized for that. But we have galleries opening, we have outside pop-up shops, we have community gardens with uh, spoken word readings, theatrical events. We have people harvesting plants and making natural dyes and sharing those ideas with others. So right now I have women who are doing quilt making and they want to make a public art installation as flags. And none of this is like known widely
mhm.
amongst Chicago, but I think community arts are happening all the time and are the core of how we come together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending time with me today. This was fun. Um, I love learning about your work and your passion, and so excited to work with you all. And I have a few emails I need to respond to you.
I'm so excited to work with you. I can't wait. And yeah, please tell everybody you know about like the class and then your residency. I just can't wait to like see what happens and it'll be good to work with you.
No, same likewise. Thank
Thanks for
you
inviting
again.
me. It was fun to talk with you.
Yeah. Cool. All right, back to your
All right.
vacation.
Take care. Have a good
You
one.
too. Bye, Jaclyn.